Hello everyone, it's Big Riverman talking. So today we'll just to talk a topic about the NBA finals. So I watch NBA for a long time, so I'm a big basketball fan. So I really care about every year's champion goes to which team. So this year I don't have so many time to just make every detail check for the game, but I always know the news and I care about that. And I just hear the Yama goes to the finals, so I believe that Spurs is the most strong team in NBA, so they will have the chance to get the champion. But I secretly just supported the New York Knicks. It's just because that their old coach called Hiberto. It's a very working hard person, and they just take 20 years lifetime to find a way to just win the champion, but he get the wrong way. So finally, he just failed for his life. So I think that's very touched for me. So I like that coach. So I supported New York Knicks for the last 2 years. So I think that there is the best team in the NBA. So in the 2025, they lose to the Indiana Pacers. So that time I just feel so depressed. I think that they don't have the chance. They have the best chance. They beat the Boston Celtics, so they are the best team in the East. So they need to get to the champion, but they failed, and the uh, Indian Pacers go to the final, so they fight to the uh, Oklahoma Thunders, and they were lost. So in so after that, Hippo it's uh, just retire and just be cut, just be unemployed by the New York Knicks. So this time I think the management about the New York Knicks it's a shit. So I think they are doing a shit thing. They are just uh, getting away the one work hard and the one they love the basketball, and they betrayed the trust about the coach and the management manager. So I feel that time I just think that New York Knicks is just never get the champion, never go to the finals again. So I believe in that, but in the 2026 in this year, so Unix is getting much more stronger than the Hippo time. They get Mike Brown in their team and get a new coach. The Mike Brown is just using a lot of new guys, and they just stopped about the seven person basketball. They just become 10 person or 12 person basketball. So they have more people involved in the game, so they are just getting more assist, and they work more like a team. They just seems to be a Golden State. They are just very strong at the attacking, and they had a very strong defense. So in the they got 11 straight wins in the in the East. So well, they are just doing so well in the playoffs, so I believe that they will have a chance to beat the Spurs. But I still think of Spurs is stronger than New York Knicks. But in when the final begins, so we will see that the New York Knicks just get two straight wins in the first two games, and they beat the Spurs every time in lost in under in after 20 points or other. So they always just get in a very difficult situation. So but they every time they beat it and they get a two straight win. So this time I think, wow, New Enix is just getting so strong. So maybe he will have the chance to become a champion. But after the Spurs go to the New York and get back one game, so people will just getting think Spurs is still a strong team, and they get a very big lead, 29 points lead in the game four. So this time everybody is believing that just New York Knicks is just getting lose the game, but finally the New York Knicks just make a very big comeback, the biggest comeback in the NBA history, in NBA final history. So after that, I think that all the people is understanding that Spurs is just losing to their experience. So they're just too young and they make too many mistakes, and the mistake is killing them. So finally, in this game, the 5 games for Knicks and the Spurs, the New York Knicks just beat the Spurs in the 4-1. So I think that it's a very touchful, a very moved moment for me. I was just very moved by the Bronson, Jason Bronson. He is not a tall guy. He's just a small person, and he just walks so strong. And he just saved the team one time by time, so one time after another. So he is very strong, and he just give a lot of hope to the people that doesn't have a very uh, high lawns, and for the people just to get it short like him. So people just getting a lot of believed. They believe that the uh, the basketball is for the high guys, it's the tall guys, but the short ones still can make the champion. So that makes people just to believe that um, basketball is still a very uh, a, a very fascinating sport. So well, for my opinion, even the Spurs is lost their finals, but they are still be the best team in the NBA. Maybe the next year they will still be back to the finals. And the New York Knicks, maybe he even isn't the best team in the uh, in the in the East. So, but I believe that some words called the heart of a champion. So because Jason Brunson and Bridges and Hart, this three person is just getting too many champions in their life, and they fight for a long time, and they always don't lose to the uh, enemy, and they get. It's not about basketball. It's not about even. It's not about sports. It's about the spirits that's in your heart. So the finally, Spurs is lost to the. Spurs is lost to their experience. Lost to their lack of experience, and also lose to a heart of champion. Spurs, he that didn't go to the playoffs the last year, so they got to the final. Last year they don't get to the playoff, but this year they go to the final. But the New York Knicks every time goes to the second round or just the semifinals. So the we if we ask the experience about just losing or just fighting the hard war, that we would think about that New Enix will be experienced, but sports it just becomes so it seems to be have no way to just find this kind of a hard way. So yes, first of all that Spurs just because they don't have the enough experience. But second, we have to believe that people they want to be a champion. They just want to beat all the enemy before them. They want to be the best in this world. So if you don't have that heart, so you will not get the champion. So Neonix is showing that we are showing that the spirit is much more important for important even than the uh, skill, even than the power, for even than the height about your body, something like that. So finally, we just get a very 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 historical finals that will stay in the in the history, and everybody will believe remember that the New York Knicks just finally get the champion. So get a so we have to congratulation to the New York fans. So New York Knicks is getting to the best team in the NBA. But even in next year, people doesn't know that New York Knicks can they get champion again. So everybody just still don't believe that, because that in 8 years that we don't have cons- constant champions again. So we only have one champions by one champions. Uh, so if you ask me in the 2027, which one will get the NBA Finals, which one will get the NBA champion, and that I will answer to you that I don't know, just because that's so difficult for people to predict the NBA Finals, because NBA is just getting more and more, you know, uh, more and more just strange, more and more and unpredictable. So we finally just can congratulation for every year's champion, but we just don't know the next year what will happen. So everything will happen. It's that we call the NBA. So that's all for today's talking. So thank you for listening. So bye bye.